Hello everyone, this is James Hobbs with the game Yanks, and I want to start out by saying that I am truly blessed. I have a wife that loves video games. Now, she didn't start out like this though. When we first met, she almost despised video games, and over the years I tried a few tips and tricks to show her how truly amazing video games are. So today, I'm going to go through a list of those tips that may help you get your girlfriend, wife, significant other, whatever you want to call them, into gaming. Now, I can't guarantee that all of these will work, but these are just a few things that I found that helped. Tip number 1. Share her interests and hobbies. It's unfair to go into this expecting her to do all of the work. If you want her to share your favorite hobby with you, then you need to return the favor. Does she like going on walks? Watching movies? Going to plays? Find out what she likes and do those things with her, even if it's something you don't particularly like. Tip number 2. Don't expect too much too fast. This can be a very delicate process. You need to go slow. Don't expect her to be killing noobs in Black Ops or slaying dragons at Skyrim within the first week. Slowly introduce her to games. Start out with easy stuff, like Tetris and other simple games, and build upon that. Tip number 3. Ask her to watch you play games. This is one that people often overlook. Video games have gotten to the point where they are as close to interactive movies as we're going to get for many years. So why not ask her if she'd like to sit down and watch you play one? This is a great way to immerse her in a particular world and have her become familiar with it. Tip number 4. Ask for help. Now, this tip is going to coincide with tip number 3 a little bit. If she has agreed to watch you play a game, then have her help you. For example, when Kyla first started watching me play games, I would have her look for collectibles in the world, like health packs, special items, ammo, things of that nature. With her doing this, it allowed me to focus more on the game, and it made her feel like she was a whole part of the experience by helping me. Tip number 5. Find games to play together. This tip is probably one of the most important. Our girlfriends/lives like spending time with us. That's why they're with us. So if you can find a game to play together, it's just another thing that you can do as a couple. And again, start out slow with this one. Another particular example that I like is Plants vs. Zombies. Me and Kyla played that a lot together, and it's amazing how strong of a couple you feel after playing a game like this. The teamwork, the communication, it all goes really well with this. Tip number 6. Try to find some games from her childhood. Most of us at some point played games in our early childhood. If she did, find out what games they were, see if you can find any copies, and see if she'd be willing to play them. Just simply replaying these classics may trigger a good memory from times long ago. Tip number 7. Make a deal. If nothing for you has worked so far, and you're still trying to get your foot in the door, then make a deal. For example, offer to do some of her chores around the house. In return, ask her to play a game for an hour. With this method, this may be the little push that she needs to finally get into games. Tip number 8. Relate games to things she's familiar with. When she starts talking about a movie, show, or book that she likes, listen for key elements in there, and see if there are any that are closely related to some of the games that you've played. Now, this is a great conversation starter. You may be able to tell her about some of the great worlds that you've explored in video games that tied directly to a book that she was reading recently. For example, when I first started dating Kyla, she mentioned that she loved the movie Van Helsing. I actually happened to have a copy of the game, and I told her about it. Now, she liked the movie so much, she was a lot more inclined to play the game, since she knew that it was based off a movie that she liked. Tip number 9. Get a Wii. This one is going to sound kind of silly, but the Nintendo Wii has a huge catalog of games, and there is literally something for everyone. And there is really nothing quite like a quick game of Wii Tennis or Wii Golf. It's something that pretty much everyone enjoys. Tip number 10. Don't be hateful. This is the biggest mistake that you could make. If she decides to be an unarmed Argonian in Skyrim, just let her do it. Don't roll your eyes or make loud huffs. Now, you can share your knowledge about the game with her without being preachy. If you're mean and hateful to her, or if you make fun of her for decisions that she made in the game, you will turn her off to gaming forever. Now this one may take some trial and error for some people. Tip number 11. Pick easy games at first. If this is her first real experience with games, don't toss her into the world of Dark Souls very first thing. Those games are not easy, and she may get very frustrated, and she will not be playing games much longer after that. Tip number 12. Just keep asking. If she says no the first time, it's not the end of the world. Keep inviting her to play games with you. Just remember not to pester her about it, though. Tip number 13. Thank her. If she does agree to play a game, then after it's over, thank her. It sounds too easy, but a simple thank you can really go a long way. Alright everyone, well those are my 13 tips for getting your girlfriend/wife into gaming. Now it's important to point out that if they explicitly tell you to stop trying to get them to play games, then just stop. Some people do not like games, and that's okay. Don't try to manipulate or trick them into playing them either. And again, these are just tips that I found that worked out for me. They may not work for you at all, or all 13 tips may work for you. If you have your own little tips and tricks, that you've used to try to get your significant other into gaming, throw them down in the comments below. Alright, thank you for watching, and have a good one.